Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Kathy and this is Trumbull's Threads. It's been a while since I've been here. I said I was gonna do better and I didn't. And that's how that one went. So, with that in mind, it is now a new year. And in good traditional fashion for any new year and an end of an old year, I'm gonna go through all of the things that I remember that I worked on and or things that are not like my works in progress. So I have a large pile of stuff here to go through and talk about, both knitting and cross stitch. So we'll have some fun. I make no promises for how long this is going to be. Might be very long. Anyways, with that said, why not start with one thing that I know that I've made this year and finished this year, which is this one. My oatmeal sweater by Veronica Lindberg. I did it in the color Rainfall. It was a knit crate yarn. I did enjoy knitting this one, and it has a neat V-neck. It's got all kinds of texture all over it, and it's super warm and I love it. So that's the first thing that I have for you guys that I finished. So I'm just gonna start going through my large pile over here. It's not in any particular order. It's not gonna be, there will be whips interspersed with completed things, interspersed and like knitting interspersed with cross stitch. There's a little bit of sewing, not a ton of sewing. And I think that's kind of where I'm going with that. So, let's see, I told you who I am, what I'm gonna do today. What this channel is generally about is me talking about whatever I happen to be crafting. I've been trying to do somewhat monthly things. Yeah, that fell off. So I will address the elephant in the room. Whip Go Bingo. Yeah, that went far. No. I didn't get anywhere near to doing all of it. I think I was on it for like 4 months and then boop. So Whip Go, not a thing that works out well for me in any way, shape, or form. And I knew this before I did it to myself, but I did it to myself anyways. So I do though like the idea of putting down some of the things that I want to do. So instead of making it a goal to do it like you have your board and you randomly choose, that is kind of fun, but I just don't keep up with it. So I think what I'm going to start doing is making a list of some of the stuff that I want to do or try. And I don't know. I think I will make it a minor goal to do something once a month. And some of it I don't know if I will video or not, because like some of the things I would like to do that aren't really so like they are craft adjacent but not really. So like I have a number of books back there with fun, interesting recipes to try, and I would really like to do some more baking, so like sweets as well as breads. I would like to try and do some breads. I do a number of no-knead breads, but I haven't really ever super ventured into the kneaded breads side, so that would be kind of fun to explore a little bit. Yeah, So there's a number of things that I would like to start doing or get into. And yeah, you might end up going along that journey with me. If you're interested, right? If you're totally uninterested in it, let me know in the comments below, and I'll probably do some of that exploration myself, but I won't take you guys along with. And if I do a cooking, baking one, I'm not gonna sit and do that. That feels odd. So I might have to switch up how I do my videoing for that one. That'll be interesting. I might actually have to edit some things. Ugh, yikes. So much fun. But, something to potentially think about. Anyways, now that I talked a little bit about what my channel's about, for those of you who commented on the last video, that's like 2 of you, thank you for that encouragement. Yes, my job is back, finally. Yes, I was affected by the government shutdown. I'm not going to say anything else about it on a public platform. I'm glad I'm back at work. So, with that said, let's get started with all of the things that I have to talk about. Because I'm looking over here and there's this giant pile. Okay, so one of the first things I have is I have some grime guards that I worked on this year. These are all the ones that I made. These are all finished, fully finished. I don't know. I need to check and see if I've actually uploaded these onto my Etsy shop or not. I think that's where I was planning on selling these, unless, of course, my local needlework store is sold out of any of the other ones that I've made. I don't know if they are or not. I've dropped some needle minders there, a couple of scissor fobs, and some grime guards. I haven't seen any money from it yet. At some point, she'll need to give me a check for the things that have sold, because I know a couple of things have sold. But until then, I have some made. And speaking of these, because I see them right there, I started making some that were like themed for winter with this really neat fabric. I really do like this fabric. Yeah, they didn't get finished before Christmas. I had gifts to make and complete before Christmas and another large project. So in progress. I think I have another stack over there. Can you see? I don't know if you can see it on that chair. Which chair? Oh, you can see the pulled out chair, but not the chair that's actually closer. Yes, the chair that you can't see. There's a number of them. The chair you can't see has more of these on it because I didn't take them all over because it's like, let's not. I have it separated by size because I need to put in specific lengths of elastic into these guys. And they're separated already, so let's not do that. Let's just take one of the stacks. So, to be made at some point. Haven't done it yet. So moving from sewing, we're gonna go into the next project that I did get a good chunk done on that. Well, a decent chunk done on my start on this. So this is a beading project. It's, I want to say Abris Art. They do beading kits. I actually have a couple of scroll frames that I bought, which I'm probably going to try and move this over because I think that lengths are 8" on this, and 6" would be actually much better because with the 8" it's just too far away to actually do a decent job on clamping on the two ends. 6" might be better. We'll see. Yeah, beading project. It's fun. I've gotten that main body done and the side down there done. And now I think I'm working through the middle here. Yeah. Something that I need to get back to. But hasn't been a super high priority lately because, well, I see it here. So let's show you one of the largest things that I finished this year. So I was in the Heaven and Earth design cell and I did, oh, now I'm blanking up, Paradiso, Canto number 34 by Gustave something. So it's a art reproduction of a print. And you can see how big it is. So I did this on 20 count easy grid, which I like easy grid for their designs. It helps a lot. And I did it in 3/1. So 3 strands of DMC over 1, which means that it is very, very thick, but it also means that my coverage was excellent. So it looks really, really good. I'm super happy with it. If you've been watching this, you saw that like I got part of this done and then I kind of petered off, and then I picked it back up in August and I got some of this done. And then I got the rest of this done probably in about 2.5 months. And I did totally finish it. So hopefully my submission didn't have any problems and they will give me all of the charts as well as when I asked for. Feelings on this particular chart. I love the finished product. I hated stitching this at some points. This one was so confetti heavy. So block stitching that you get, some of this and that. This and that. The only things in this entire chart that is block stitching. Everything else is confetti. Totally confetti. Oh, it was like I had to be in a special mood, or at the very end it was like, I'm getting this done, so we're going to suck it up and do it. But I don't necessarily have to be super happy about doing it because like so much confetti. It looks really good, but like if you look at that section right there, you're like, it's gray. What could possibly be all confetti about it? No. Like there's only 40 colors. There's not that many colors. But it's like light pink, light blue, or 4 shades of light blue, all of the shades of gray that you have in DMC, a black, all of the possible white shades that you have in DMC. Because yes, although this looks like it's all white, that is at least 3 shades of white to make really the sun. So confetti heavy. And so that you have an idea, so I did cross country and I did it within the hoop. So I put down my hoop and then I stitched everything in the hoop, and that was the way that I figured out how to go through it. And I ended up color completing because, what was it, this section I started out doing kind of like a strand that I wanted in each, and then it got way too confusing. This is like, we're gonna have to figure out, I needed some block stitching, so I moved to the center and did the block stitching. And then B, I needed to figure out a different way to do it. So color completing within my hoop works really well for me because once I'm done with that color, I'm done with that color and I don't have to take it out again. And that makes me super happy. But because I was doing that, this is what my back looks like. So you can see we had some sections where I did so much traveling. It's great. Yeah, fun. So, very, very proud of it though. I need to figure out what I'm going to do with it. It's thick enough that it would actually probably make a pretty good pillow. But I have made no decisions as of yet. We'll think about it more. So that was one of the main things that I did this year. Main things. This is one of my largest projects that I've completed this year. So I was very happy with that one. Another project that I completed this year was a test knit. So that's the wrong way. Right way. I showed it before, but this is The Sands of Time by Lynette. And I still think it's a very, very gorgeous shawl. Love the lace. I've used it a couple of times. There's a high likelihood that this will end up being one of my state fair entries this year. We'll see what all else I get up to for state fair entries this year, but I'm pretty sure this one's going to be one of them. So, test knit, enjoyed, highly recommend that pattern, really love how it turns out. So this is one of my whips. Didn't work on it at all. Ooh, excuse me. This is a kit. Huh. Well, I've left that needle in there. Cool. That's what I've got on it. It is... I don't have the cover picture, so I cannot show you what it is supposed to look like. And I'm not going to show you the chart, if I can help it. This is HD 49003, titled Paul to the Corinthians. I'm not sure who the artist is. I don't have the picture in here, so I don't know where it is. It may have disappeared at some point. But yeah, I have a very, very, very small start, and I did not touch it at all this year. So, thus, it is banished back. Oh, I might have, I may still have some projects in my room. Oh well, if they're not out here, they obviously weren't that important, because I forgot about them. The next one that I have is the fox. I haven't really touched it at all. I'm doing it 1/2 on a 40 count night, I want to say. Fiber on a Whim Night Sky. And I just have this itty bitty teeny tiny start in the back bottom corner. Do I want to continue this? Yes. When? I don't know. I have many things that I want to do. Sometimes I do them, sometimes I don't. Ooh, this is a finished, almost fully finished. This is Boomerang Stitches. Oh, what's the name of it? Snack-o-lantern. That's what it is. Boomerang Stitches Snack-o-lantern. I did it on a 14 count white pine by... It's not Fiber on a Whim. The printed fabric one. So this is what it looks like. I did some minor editing to it. The eyes and the candy sticks and the eyes of the raccoon are all actually done in glow-in-the-dark DMC thread. This is going to go to one of my coworkers because she's an October baby and she loves Halloween, and yeah, it's appropriate for her. I just need to fully finish it, and I haven't gotten around to it. So, on my list of things to finish this year. Fully finish it. Oh, the next one, so Patriotic Day. The 4th of July, Independence Day. Not really Patriotic Day, but you get the gist. So I started this for the month of July. This is the Patriotic Angel. I got a chunk of it done. And that's kind of where that one is. I haven't really touched it since I started it. This is a common theme with me right now. Why not? Let's go through this bag here, because it's right here. My start for the Make It Murder Cell last year. I haven't touched it really since then. I need to do some more on it. Hasn't been a high priority. I had other things to do. Let's see. My next thing that I have is Nora Corbett, The Secret... Oh, there's a bunch of needles. Nora Corbett, The Secret Garden. I have it here on I don't know what count. Let's see. It is 30 count mink linen. So I added some of, I think I added the green. I'm doing it full cross 1/1. So very, 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 very small. Oh, where'd it go? Where's my separations? Separations. Secret Garden. Is it the next one? Yes, that's where I get to put it in. Okay. I don't know where that one is. Okay. The next one is my compilation. This is one of my Mirabilias? Yes, Mirabilias. This is the large combination of all of her different angels that she has available free on the Mirabilia website. It's always fun for me to pick it up again because I didn't tell you which one, I didn't tell myself which one went first, second, or third. So there was that fun thing. And then you have to guess based off of the tiny snippets that I did, and I miscounted. So this has so little extra over here, and this side has so much. It's going to take I think this is a half yard. I don't know that I have any information on it. I think it's a half yard. I don't know. Yeah, margin on this side is going to be very thin, although this is the furthest out I think it's gonna go. And I know I've got to, on some of these, mess around because I think a couple of them are going to maybe intrude on their fellow little angel blocks, so I have to be careful about stitching this. It's only gotten stitched in Mira May, so limited progress has been made, but some progress. Because I did stitch on all of my Mirabilias during Mira May, so I was very happy about that. The next one that I have is my Dimensions kit. This is the Victorian Charm. Another one that I started and then haven't done anything with since I started it. Very, very small start. Eventually I'll get back to it. I do like how it looks. It's really neat looking. Random. Oh, that's where that is. So I didn't have it in the other room. It's still here. Cool. Good to know. So I have... Is that the right way? Yes. 2 bookmarks started from the bookmark medley. Both of them are coffee ones. Eventually, they will be gifts for my mother and sister. I just have to work on them. And then after that, I will probably do some more bookmarks because you can see I've I've gone through and I've picked out the bookmarks that I want to do, which is most of them. I don't think I wanted, so there's some pretty birds that they have in there. There's owls. They have the coffee. I don't care about the wine one. Not doing it. Maybe, I can't remember if that was one. Definitely the lighthouse, probably the cats. Well, definitely the cats. Let's be real, I like the cats. Yeah. The chickadee ones, the owls, coffee, cat. Yes, everything except for the wine, essentially. That's what I want to do out of this book. I mean, why not? One should not dream small, one should dream very big. Oh, my Jeanette Douglas from the, what is it? Learn Stitches Jeanette Douglas class last year. Haven't touched it since then, but I still have it. It is a work in progress. It will eventually get done, like so many things that I have. Ooh, this one is my own design that I started. This is the inspired by Epic, which is inspired by the Odyssey. So we have the trident started out, and then we have the Cyclops eye and lightning. So I do want to get back to this one. I do want to finish this one. It's relatively big. It's a big mandala style one, although really the only stuff that is, like, the edges would be the same because there's a like traveling motif around the edges, but like except for the center, except for like the eye and that and the 4 tridents, pretty much everything else ends up being different for all of the different quadrants. So it'll be a lot of fun to do when I get back to it. I think that was one where I was like, oh yeah, I need to work on doing better with my symbol choices because I was not happy with my symbol choices on that one, I believe. Oh, this one is a Riolis kit. And, ooh, I'm almost done with the bag too. Ha! Riolis kit, I do love their kits. This is Compass wool acrylic. I obviously didn't work on it very, very much lately because it's out of the hoop and I haven't put it in a new hoop. But that is where I am. I've got the center motif done. It's just now I've got to do like all of the stuff around it. So some point I'm gonna do it. Like all of my things. I'm gonna do it. I promise I'm gonna do it. Ugh. Okay, one bag down. A number of bags to go. That's fun. Ooh, what's this? Ooh, my socks. I really do need to work on these. It'd be nice to finish these for State Fair. I don't know if I will, but it'd be nice. But yep, the start of a pair of socks. I haven't touched them for like a couple of years. I think once I finish my current test knit, which has a deadline that's fast approaching, we'll see if I can make it. He's close. I might kind of skip out on test knits for a little while and then focus on some of the projects that I've already started. And I haven't been quite as into knitting as I have been cross stitch lately, but that can always shift and go back. We do both fairly regularly. Let's see. This, I started a, that looks like they got bleached a little bit. Interesting. I didn't think I had any bleach around that I messed with. Oh well. Side quest. This is one of the books that I checked out from the library. It's, I want to say Emma Congdon is the one who does a bunch of the word ones, and this is from the like nature book, the Arctic Scene one, which I cannot remember what it's called. I returned that book to the library a while back. I need to finish it. So, I don't know, most of these I haven't been saying what I'm stitching on, but I actually have a fabric tag. So this is on India Ink Organic Hemp Embroidery Fabric Linen Weave. It doesn't tell me what count it is. I think it's probably like a 32 count. Very dark though, so. I'm noticing how many things I'm stitching on dark things, and it's like, oh yeah, that's why I don't do those very often, because they're so dark. That reminds me about that. Aha! Oh, this one is the Prairie Schooler, book number 4, the Bremen Town Musicians. I have part of the rooster done and part of the words done. So, haven't really worked on this, but it is there. I'm stitching it on the fabric that actually came in the cardstock that I got. Fun. The next thing that I did is one of my more recent starts. I'm doing Tetelestai, an adapted reproduction by the Quaint Rose Needleworks. So that is what it's going to be. And I've gotten a good chunk of this done. This is what I took home for Christmas vacation. This was my major stitching project. So I got, I'm doing it with Sulky. The color's over there. I don't remember what color it is. It's got like a blue, purple, ombre tone or shift in it. And I've gotten the top section done. I think I'm getting pretty close to getting to the bottom on the one side, and then it'll just be going back and doing the other side. But this was actually a really good airplane stitch, because it's just one color, so it wasn't like I had to keep track of changing colors and threads, and then certain areas, the border is very intuitive, so like you didn't even need the pattern for part of it, you just had to know where you were stitching. Well, so I ranted and raved about the Heaven and Earth design cell that I did this year. So what do? Of course I do another one I do the 2026 one, but I did choose slightly better. The printout picture is not in color because I was using my black and white printer. But I decided to do Glistening Wings by L&L Designs, and so far looks so much better than the confetti horribleness of last year. It's not great, and I do need to trim down my fabric, but like that's what I've started so far. I need to finish getting all my colors in there because I am going to color complete this one, because that's how I like doing it within my hoop. And then I probably need to go through and actually cut down my fabric so that I'm not carrying around a literal blanket, which you can do. It's just more annoying to stitch on, especially when I know I don't need everything in that. Let's see, do I have? No, I don't have anything open in this. This? Nothing. It goes over there. Gets put back. Oh, some finishes that haven't, I don't think, been shown on here. If they have, I don't remember. I know at least 2 of these aren't. I don't know about this one. So I finished Mr. Santa. Like, come on. Focus on Santa, not on the things behind the Santa. Okay. Yeah. Why? Okay. I think you're somewhat focused on my finger. There. There we go. Okay, so Santa. This one was fun. Had a number of specialty stitches. There's some Smyrna crosses and some satin stitch on there with the beads. I then have the butterfly. Oh, that one did somewhat better. Yeah. So butterfly, don't remember what the name is of the butterfly, another Mill Hill kit. And then I believe this one is actually Huey. I think I actually know the name of this Mill Hill kit. So I did Violet. I did Violet last year, I want to say. And I finished her, so here's Huey. And Huey's finished. So they're all finished stitching. I need to finish all their backs. So you can see backs. Fun. Once again, I love the small Mill Hill kits, perforated paper. Love it. It's so nice, especially as like work stitches. They're just a really nice thing to do. Let's see, I have a stack of completed things here. I don't think I completed all of these this year. I did complete some of them though. So the ones that I know I completed, I will show. And then we won't show the other ones, I guess. So my trio of foxes, this one is adorable and I love stitching it. It was a very fast stitch. It goes with, well, I think I have the trio of raccoons in here, which I don't remember if I stitched this year or not, but I'm gonna show it because look at them, they're so cute together. I wish they had more of these, but I think they only have the foxes and the raccoons. So these are both Reolist kits. I did it with the provided fabric and thread. I did Friendship Isn't a Big Thing, It's a Million Little Things. This is actually a Joan Elliott design, but it's a kit. I used the kit floss and fabric. So there's that. I don't remember if this was a finish this year or not. I think it is. This is Bluegrass by Ink Circles. That one I think I finished. Did I do that one this year or last year? Own design, don't remember. Oh, Joy. Oh, look at it. So pretty. I think I finished, this was my Jingle Ball focus last year. I think. Oh, there's a little rusting on that. Oh well. I think this was a finish this year, but I could be wrong. This one I know was not a this year. Likewise, that one. That one. I believe Shakespeare. I read dead people. It's in glow in the dark on Dick Blue. It's very fun. That was a this year project. I have always imagined that Paradise would be a library. That was a this year. That was a good one. Chippendale, I believe, was also this year. Look at Chippendale. And is this the last one? Ah, it is. And There Is No Enjoyment Like Reading by Jane Austen. Well, so literary, like all of the literary book ones were from a book that I borrowed from the library. So, yes, there are multiple books on needlework at my library, which is really nice because you can go and check out a book and get things done that way instead of having to buy one all the time. Although, I mean, if it's not what you want to do, you kind of do have to go buy it. But, man, so much talking. Okay. My next one that I have here, I feel like I had the instruction page for this one somewhere. So I'll lay that one aside for right now. This is the Cloud Sweater by Veronica Lindbergh. I'm doing it in a Hobby Lobby acrylic. And yeah, I got a chunk of it done. This is one of my mindless knits because I'm currently in the mindless knit stage of it. Another knit that I actually finished. Hopefully I don't eat. Here we go. A knit that I finished this year. Another test knit. This is Summer in Florence. The Summer in Florence shawl. It is very nice. I like it. I love the speckling in the mohair on this one. It looks very fun on it. And I do love the drape because it does the just the very elegant drape. So that is that one. Let's go with the next closest bag. So this is the yarn. Here's the yarn. Let's actually see what it is. So I'm doing Feeling Gradient Yarn Bee. It's a Hobby Lobby brand. So that is the yarn that I am using for that particular one. Needles! Knitting needles that are done because I finished the knitting of this. This now requires stitching up, which is why it's not finished, but I did finish the Adventurer's bag, I think it is. So it's in Cherry Blossom by Darn Good Yarn, a sport weight silk blend. So that's the front of the bag. This is the bottom and the sides of the bag. And this is the back of the bag. It will all get sewn up together and create like a book bag kind of thing. It'll be something like this. Whee! I have some yarn. I need to finish this one. But it's gotten to the sewing up stage, which is where I end up having problems. Let's get the other bag that has one of my I finished it but I need to sew it up things. Because it's been like that for more than a little while. Yeah. This one, I know I showed it, so I have like the sleeves all knit up, the front, the back. It just requires sewing at this point. Have I done that? No, I have not done that. Let's go ahead and put the other one that needs to be sewn up in the bag. New Year's resolution. Finish at least one of the projects that just needs sewing up. Like literally, all of the knitting is done on it. It just needs sewing up. Have I done it? No. Will I do it? Maybe, at some point. Well, no, I will do it at some point. Will I do it this year is the real question. That is a maybe. Because, I mean, the other one's been sitting, in my defense, it did get lost for a while. So, there are a couple of years there. Yes, it's been years since I did that green one. There are a couple of years there where I was missing a piece and I refused to knit it again. Because I knew I had knit it. And I had just forgotten where I'd put it. So, that didn't have all the pieces, couldn't sew it up. Since then, it has still been a number of years since I found all the pieces and put them together. Have I sewn it up? No. Am I going to at some point? Yes, because I haven't. It's not been a high priority, and so it hasn't gotten done. And the sewing up part just isn't as fun. Like, I knit because I enjoy knitting. I don't knit because I enjoy sewing up the pieces at the very end. So, I've learned this about myself. So if I can trick myself somehow into doing it some way that doesn't require me to faff around with sewing things up, I'm going to try and do it. So I'm all for going ahead and doing what works for you. In my case, that means trying to avoid sewing up as much as possible. Because I just don't want to do it. And because I don't want to do it, I put it off. Oh, I didn't start that. That can go over there. Oh, that's where that is. Ha! Okay. Glad to know I'm finding things that I didn't know where I'd put them. So like that, which I bought on a trip to Michigan, Thanksgiving. I haven't unpacked this bag since then. I should do that, didn't do it. But in there are some projects that I've worked on and or things that I'm working on. There's the bookmarks. I'm working on the owl one. Is there anything? Nope, nothing's attached. And that's where I am on it. I still have a number of things to finish on it, but I've made progress since the last time I think I showed it to you, because I don't I didn't do that video after Nora November, and I worked on it during Nora, well, not because of Nora November, but I worked on it in November. So yeah, I haven't shown it on my channel since I worked on it. Yay! But that has had progress made on it. I should get back to it, like I should get back to all of the things, right? Speaking of Nora's, I have Nora's. So this one will be Vixen and Rudolph. And you can now tell a little bit more which one belongs to which. So Vixen is Rudolph. Yeah. And Rudolph. Rudolph's going that way. So, yep. Worked on it. You're doing so good. So happy. Since this is the Thanksgiving one, there's a number of Nora Novembers in there. So I have more of the, so I have started all of the Nora Corbett Christmas Eve couriers. Some of them I've worked on. So there's Prancer and, I don't know, Blitzen? What is this one? Dancer. Dancer and Prancer. And this one is Prancer. And that one is Dancer. So I've started and worked on them. Yay. Actually, I'm quite happy. I have a large number of patterns and stuff to make things. I'm glad that I have a large thing. As much as there are so many of them, it's nice that like I have a bunch working on. So this one's Dancer, so maybe that's Dasher. Anyways, Dancer and Dasher. So who is that other one? Because that's not, because this is Prancer. Donner is the one that I just showed you. Sorry. Donner and Prancer was the last set, not Dancer. Donner, Prancer, this one's Dancer, and Dasher? Yes, Dasher. Dancer, Dasher. Ugh. And then, like when you're actually stitching them, you can somewhat tell them apart, but it's really hard otherwise. because they have, well, they have like the same color palette, so there's that. Let's see. This one I think is Dasher. And then this one I'm 90% sure is Dancer. But it'd be really hard to tell without actually looking at them in more detail than I'm going to right now, because this is going to be a very long one. This is Iris. Another Nora, or Nora November. And then I have, a whole stack of them. Iris, and then we have Monk's Hood, which that's what we got on it. And then we have Primrose Bridesmaid and Angelique Tulip that are on here. So this one is Angelique Tulip and this one is Primrose Bridesmaid. And then the last thing in the bag, ooh, she's getting a wee bit squished. This one is Lily of the Valley. So Lily of the Valley. I really do need to make project bags for all of these, and then hopefully that will help with like not getting everything squished, but make no promises. And I think that's the direction for her. So, yep. That's some of my Nora Corbetts that I'm stitching, and they can go all back in the bag. Whee. I mean, part of it is also I need so many project bags in order to fit all of my projects, and I usually add to my project list without often without getting rid of some projects, so that like it's not a zero-sum game. We're always positive. We're very much positive on this. Started project, didn't touch it at all this year. This is the Mermaid Shawl by Stephen West. Haven't touched it. Another self-drafted one. This is the letter A. I have the entire alphabet. I'm doing it on, it's a 32 count Santa Fe Organic Hemp. I'm gonna guess that there might be some rust spots on this because I haven't moved it. But yeah, I made the design for all of the letters of the alphabet. I really need to get back to finishing out some of those letters. Buttons and Beads project. This one is Broomstick Parking. That's where I've gotten so far on it. Not super great progress, but not no progress either. Let's see. This one, which is, this is Angel of Harmony Dimensions Kit, using all of the called for things. That's where I am on it. So, still got a ways to go, but pretty decent on it. And I do keep it in the, why yes I am a sociopath bag, because I thought it was funny. I enjoyed it. It was an amusing one, especially since I do a lot of sewing or stitching. That one has its own project bag, unlike most of the things that I have started or am working on. Ooh, this one, I don't know. I am missing a needle. Granted, I found multiple needles recently, so it may be one of the ones that was on the table. I started this, another Riolis kit. It's wonderful. It is book evening, gorgeous Tiffany lamp, a cat, and books. What more do you need from a cross-stitch project? Like, perfect cross-stitch project. And we've got the start of the Tiffany lamp, some of the cat, and some books started. So, this one I do look forward to. This one I enjoy. Haven't touched it in a little bit, but I like it a lot. Let's see this. Lump of things. And so, things that I was working on. This is Cupid and Santa's sleigh on this particular fabric. Cupid, Santa's sleigh. And it's being done on a Grace Notes fabric. This is a linen under the sea colorway. 28 count. And then I have these two guys, Comet and Blitzen. Got worked on. Also Grace Notes fabric. So this one's Comet. And this one is Blitzen. And this is on Oceans Apart. Another 28 count. Might be Oceans Apart, but it works really well for snow. It looks nice, like light grayish kind of color. Let's see. The next one is Imperial Lady D. And some more of her skirt was done. Just a wee bit more, not too much more. Then we have a Miss Spider. And Miss Spider got, once again, more of her dress done. Then we have Beautiful. Another Nora Corbett. This is in the Borum Decorum. Eat. There, I worked on the flowers at the very bottom. Oh, there it is. Okay, I found the pattern. So, Dear Ingene, Mysterium. This is the knitting pattern, and I worked on it a wee bit. Oh, no. Don't drop the stitches. Don't drop the stitches. I really need to put my stitch. I have. Why am I? Okay. I have stitch stoppers. Or needle guards. They're really cute. They're yaks! So, I'm gonna put them on so that I don't lose my stitches again. Because that always sucks. It's the worst. If you haven't knit, talk about something that will make a knitter horribly annoyed. Dropping stitches. So, I worked on it a little bit, got a little bit of height on it. Also mindless at this point, but I think I'm hitting the armhole, so I think I need to read my instructions again on like how long it's supposed to be. Possibly a minor thing to do. Speaking of knitting projects, a completed knitting project, a market bag. This one I did chart my own lace for in the center. And actually this whole thing was like my own design. So it's a little bit longer than I would really like for it because it is so saggy. And so if you're actually holding it at a normal light height, it's too deep. So I might need to edit the depth slash maybe make the handles a little bit bigger so that, or you could do like, make it so that it will fit over your shoulder and not so short, which is what I did. It just means you have to cast on a little bit more than what I'm doing for it. Oh well. Things to do. Oh. Baby beanies that need to be finished. All the baby beanies that need to be finished. They'll get finished sometime this year. Yeah, definitely this year. It's the first, so I have much time. Speaking of the test knit that I'm working on, that it's due by the end of the month and I haven't yet reached the waist yet. So I need to knit the waist and I need to knit the sleeves and I need to knit the front and the back and then the button band. There's so much knitting that needs to be done on this one. Yes, that one. This is what I have on it. So, starts out there. Ooh, that really looks good on camera. I like how that looks. Yeah, because I am marling it and it's such a, I didn't decide to marl to close colors. I marled to, like, distinct, starkly distinct different colors. It does, like, far away it looks really neat, but you can't see any detail that you make. So, because there is this nice cable pattern, like there's also technically a lateral braid at the bottom, but you can't see it. Likewise, like, unless you look really close, you can't tell that there's traveling stitches that are going up. Because of that, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna need to do something. So I ended up editing the pattern teeny tiny little bit for at least the cables. In that I didn't do it with both the yarns. I did it with only one while I was going through, and so it shows up really nice. I really like how that looks. But I'm almost at putting in the pockets. And when I put in the pockets, then I just have a couple more rows. I have probably about 30 more rows before I hit my waist. So, we'll see by the end of this weekend how far I get. And hopefully I will finish this in time. Like I said, the deadline of January 27th, so we'll see. We'll see how fast I can knit. I can knit fairly fast, but, oh, excuse me, I don't know if I can knit that fast. Ooh. Busilicate world map. I did some minor work on it. Didn't do a ton of work on it this year. At some point I will work some more on it. Oof. I now have a larger pile over here, I think, than over here. Maybe. Yay! Okay, what is this? Have I started? Yes, I did start it. This is a shawl, has a provisional cast on, so that's why it's got that there. Okay. Yeah, haven't really done anything with it, haven't touched it. It's part of my project to explore knitting patterns from different times, like different decades. It's part of that project, haven't touched it. I'll get back to it at some point. Let's see. Oh. The Haitian tea that I did not according to their pattern. So when I did it, I modified this because I didn't look at the picture, and so like they show it and it does this. Mine's just like a stripe going across that way. So not only did I modify it there, but it's supposed to be a tee. I'm not making it a tee. This is way too heavy of a fabric to be a tee. It's going to be a long sleeve. I haven't figured out how I'm going to do those long sleeves yet, so it is still sitting there. Eventually I'll get back to it. I have lots of yarn and lots of time to do it, so it's fine. Likewise, another sweater. This one's my own design. There's a lot of purling on this one. It's pretty much all purling. Raglan, knit your own, and a cotton. Eventually I'll get back to it again. Let's grab this. Ooh, the one with project bags. Yay! Let's see. This is, Sleeping Snow Garden. Where am I on Sleeping Snow Garden? That's where I am on Sleeping Snow Garden. Once again, a Nora November one. I do a lot in November. So much in November. Oh, Rudolph. This was the, it's got a little a little reindeer there. Cool. This was the cell by Forbidden Fiber Co. last year. I started it. I learned very quickly that I don't like mystery cells like this, where it's like color by color. It made me mad very quickly. I haven't come back to it yet. Things you learn about yourself. You're like, yeah, I don't know if I would say irrationally mad, but I do get very annoyed with it. It's like, I don't want to do it. So I haven't touched it since. That one's not been worked on, so I'm not going to show that one because I don't need to. Because you don't need to see the things that don't actually have any stitching on it. Ooh, another Busilla kit. This is Bless This Nest. Another one that I started a while back and I have not touched since. So there it is, sitting there, pining away, ready to be restarted at some point. I don't know, restarted, begun again. Oh, speaking of, I got this, which has the eagles. So The Hobbit is been the theme for Forbidden Fiber Co.'s. Their, what is it? It's like post Christmas Day. So like between Christmas Day and Boxing Day. The 12 days of Christmas, essentially. They have, you could do a knitting, or I think you could do a cross stitch box of that. I did the knitting last year and I did it again this year, and it makes me very happy. It's Hobbit themed, so very, very happy. But it holds my sweetheart tree, keep calm and carry on, and then Now Panic and Freak Out, which I have not worked on at all, so it looks pretty much exactly the same. Yay! But it's now in a cute bag. Right? Optimism here, people. I'll eventually get back to it. Like, I will get back to all of the things that I've started. And all of the things that I want to start. Because I will live forever, right? Yeah, I don't know. There are probably some of these that I will never finish. But I think I am very unlikely to admit to myself if I'm going to give up on them. It may end up just like, well, there's some things that I have actually given up on. And torn out, but this usually ends up being knitting, not necessarily cross stitch. We shall see. At some point I will get to some of these things. Like, I like them. That's why I started them. Design Works. This is by Claire Caxon. Birdcage. Gorgeous lady in dress. Started the dress. Needs much work. 16 inches by 17 inches. Ooh, fun. This one, ooh, a wee bitty starch. This is Cougar Family. A Bucilla Heirloom Treasures kit. And this is my very, very small start on it. That one hasn't gotten touched either. Many of these haven't gotten touched. It's okay. I shall console it. Maybe it will get touched this year. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what I do, what I feel like doing. Ooh, this one is a Joan Elliott, Don't Rush Me. And that is where I got on it. This bag has most of the things that a lot of kits that I've started and I haven't touched in a while. Oh, that one's not a kit. And these are, I plan to do things with, but I haven't done it yet. Let's see. That one isn't started, so I'm not going to talk about it. Also, not started. Not going to talk about it. It's not started. The kit is open, but it is not actually started. So it doesn't count as a whip until it is opened. Because I have many kits. If we did that, it would be somewhat crazy. Considering all the kits I have. This one is Krista Hamrick, Ocean ABCs, which is started, and that's where we are on it. Got some of the boxes. Boxes. I remember starting this one. This one I started on a trip back to North Carolina, driving with my dad. I started it while my dad was driving, because I had driven, what did I have driven? I started in, was this? Yes, this was the solar eclipse. This was right after my brother's wedding. And I was driving back to North Carolina with my parents. I think in part because I needed to get my car inspected. So, and as we were driving home, I drove from Michigan to pretty far into West Virginia, I want to say. Did I get, yeah, from Michigan down to West Virginia, and in Ohio, because this is the day of the solar eclipse, 2 years ago, I want to say. I was driving. We did not stop for the eclipse because that would have been insane, especially with how many people were there and stopping and staring at the sun. So did not do that because that would have been horrible to drive afterwards, as my mother found out, because she did stop. She stopped with my grandmother to watch the solar eclipse. My father and I did not stop. We continued going on. So we didn't really get great pictures. But it was very weird, like, driving through it, because it got really dark, and then as you got past it, like, when you looked in the back rear view mirror, you were looking at, it looked like it was sunset. Although it wasn't, obviously, eclipse, but really weird looking. So the next one that I have here is Dark Hedges number 1, the King's Road. This one is by Cross Stitch the Globe. I haven't touched it since I started it last year. I will get back to it. I promise it will eventually get done. And then my last one. Ooh, this one. This one is from the Blue Flower, the Festive Forest. Nope. I am doing it on Pistachio by Fiber on a Whim with my own colors and threads. I'm not doing pretty much some of the DMC I'm actually doing the called for, but a lot of the stuff, nope. It's what I feel like doing. or the colors that I have chosen. Pick your own adventure, right? 'Cause that's the nice thing about knitting and like a lot of your creative things, right? Especially like creative ones that have craft, I guess, kind of things. So you can do things exactly like they're written out, right? So you could do the kit, you could do the called for colors, you could do it exactly the way it's written, follow it. You don't have to make a bunch of choices, make a bunch of different decisions, you just do the thing. And it's really nice sometimes to just do the thing exactly as it's written. And then but once you have the pattern, how to do it, right, you're not obligated to only do it according to the pattern. You can pick your own adventure, which is what I end up doing a lot of times. Like, it's sometimes a 50-50 what I end up doing, but picking your own adventure is so much fun. Why wouldn't you want to do that? Ooh, the next one is one that I need to rip out, but I am going to start it again because I think that the way that it started is stupid. It's Petite Knits, the Moby sweater. I like the fabric. I like the yarn. It's very bright, it's very green. It'll be a fun one to wear. I despise the way it started. I'm going to fix it. It sounds so arrogant. I'm going to fix it. But no, I'm going to fix it for myself. So I do not like the way that the cast on is going. So I'm going to edit her pattern so that it makes sense for me. Because I can. Just because I bought the pattern doesn't mean that I have to do it the way she told me to do it. So there. Kind of like cooking and baking, right? So baking, you're a little bit more constrained. Teeny tiny little bit. You can make pretty major differences. Substitutions, changing up how you do some of the things. Some of your ratios are more of a, like, let me rephrase that. Once you are experienced and have an idea of what you're doing with your baking, you can mess with it more. So you can add ingredients to some things, you can take away ingredients from some things, like, you have a better idea of where you can fudge and mess with things. Or you can do it exactly like the recipe calls for, which, if it's your first time doing the recipe, may be a good idea. Do I always do it that way? No. Have I had problems with this? Occasionally. Occasionally. I can remember some, like, the bread did not rise. It was so flat. I ended up baking it as a flatbread. But yeah, the bread never rose. So totally flat. Not something... So it ended up being very dense. Did it cook all the way through? It tried to cook all the way through. It really, really tried. But because of how, like, the flavors and stuff that I put in it, it was super flavorful. So I really do want to, like, try that combination again of flavors. And it was a no-knead rise bread. Some of the things that I added may have interfered with the rising of it, but it gave it so much flavor because it was sitting there for 24 hours. So I don't know. It's something to mess with at some point. Because why not? But some things don't work out. And then other times, like, you end up with an amazing side trip. Okay, now that I have discussed things, let's look at this beautiful piece. This is Long Dog Sampler Fish and Chips. So I'm doing it on a banana oil fabric, and it is gorgeous. I love this fabric. It's so good looking. So I have now hit all three sides. We have the bottom, the one side, and we are now at the top. So I am working my way over so that I can get over here so that we can hit all four sides, and then it's just kind of going down. So we've got a couple of pages finished. Yay. It's 6 pages, and I think I've gotten like 2 probably done most of a third and partial of a fourth, I think, at this point. But yeah, so you can see what it looks like close up. Yeah. Yay! So eventually I do want to do all of the other ones. All 4 of the series. Because they all belong together. And I'm thinking that I will do 2 of them on a variegated fabric with a solid color. And then 2 of them with a solid color fabric but variegated thread. But I have not gotten that far yet, so I'm not going to say anything else about that. Oh! Another Mira. This one is is this Evanora? I feel like this is Evanora. Yes, this is Evanora. Evanora. Here's Evanora. I finally got the top. This is done. Here. Hooray. And now hopefully I can get the rest of this done. I know I've said it before. Gorgeous color, not great to work on in less than ideal light conditions. This is Helsinki by Jackson Fabric Arts, 32 count. I don't know what else to say about it. I have Claire finished, so it'd be nice to get Evanora done. That way I can finish those 2 out. Okay. Oh, it looks like I have 2 more bags and my battery's almost dead. So I'm going to pause so that I can recharge my battery and then we'll come back and we'll finish out the last 2 things. So I'm going to finish this tonight, but it'll be a little bit before I see you again. So brief pause now. Okay, it's been a couple of hours and we're back to finish out with the small stack that's left. So let's get started. We have another Millhill kit that I started. The one that I've started is Snowy Owlet. I haven't gotten much done. Just about that much. So it is being worked on. And that's as far as that one goes. I don't have much to say about it. I like the snow. I like Millhill kits, so there's usually one going on, if not multiple. Okay. So back to more Nora Corbett's. This one is Solo Tua. This one I'm changing up some colors. She's getting a purple tail instead of a pink tail. So, start. Second one, Leo. Leo didn't get much work, but there are a couple more stitches than there were last year. Not very many, but a few. This one's being done on a Grace Notes fabric in the color, I heard it through the grapevine. So, yep, purpley. Ooh, this is a Christmas one. I should have worked on it. I didn't work on it. I know I didn't work on it. So, mini banners by Dimensions, Joy. It didn't get work done. Should have done that, but it didn't. I'm not sure if that's upside down. I can't tell. That is the problem if you've only got a very small start. It's better with now some of those reindeer now that I've gotten at least 2 threads in for most of them, but things that I just barely started, nope, not at all. So this one, full coverage, Day Surrendering Tonight. On 14 count. I didn't do much with it, but we've got that done on it. So, yep. At some point I probably do need to go through and like actually cut the fabric, because this is currently on, I think, like a full yard. But I haven't done that. It'll be a hot minute before I do it. It's okay. This next one has 2 on it, so I have, which one is this? Sunrise Laguna Mermaid. And I have Letters from Mermaids by Nora, the letter K. So here's where I got to on the Sunrise Laguna one. And that's what happened with my letter K. These are done on Fiber on a Whim in the color Stream, which appropriate for both of them. Good mermaid colors. Ooh, this one, Lily Pad Sprite. I'm changing the skin color of Miss Lily, the Lily Pad, and that's what is that the right way? No. That's what I've got done so far. So, worked on her skin color. Hopefully it turns out right and I don't have to rip it all out. We'll see. But that was that. And then we have Sea Witch, which, there she is. I don't know if you can see it. It's really hard to tell from my end because there's a bunch of other screen stuff on there. But this is on the color Chalkboard from Live and Dial A. Then we've got 2 on this one. We have Letters from Nora, the letter T. And we have, what's her name? Gwen from Nora on this fabric. So here's Gwen. We actually got into some of her dress, and then there is the letter D. Ooh, yes, this one. Next up we have both Anemone and Chaffinch on the same color. This is a Ivory Linen by Witchelt. So here is started on Chaffinch, and this is where I've gotten to on Anemone. Ooh. And then we have Brooks Books Publishing. I have on the Basalt Splash 25 count. My start, I think I'm doing it 3/2 on it. So it'll be a little bit bigger than the original charted version, but I'm okay with that. That's fine for me. Oh, this is my Teresa Wensler. This is Pegasus. Oh, where are you? I need the picture. Ah, there it is. So, Pegasus. This one. And it has a very, very small start. Because I'm doing it on a ridiculously small thing. So it's a 1/2. And I think I spaced it right. We'll find out. I'll find out if I didn't give myself enough margins, because margins are important, as I figured out somewhat sometimes. Ooh. And then I have Minnie, Joy, Faith, Hope, and Love by Amy Stewart on Easy Count grid. This one is 25, and I'm doing 2/1 tent stitch. This one is going to be interesting. I think I'm gonna have to go ahead though and probably make photocopies of that particular chart as I do it, because I think otherwise I'm gonna have problems with not being able to cross things off. And then finally I have a chatelaine. So this one, the knot garden, I haven't done anything with it. It's still just that. So that is one of my bags. That's, I think the only thing that's left to do is to go through all of the memorabilias that I have started. I think that's the only thing I have left. Granted, it is entirely possible that I have other like partially started projects in places that I didn't happen to be good and remember to go raid when I was looking for everything. Because like in addition to like the projects that I've started, I also have a number of things that are kitted up. And like a list of projects that I plan on doing at some point or starting at some point. Some of them I really should wait on them. Yes, I'm talking while I'm not in frame. I really should wait on doing them until like I finish some of the things that I have. As you can see, I have a lot of things started. But will I? Probably not. Let's be real. I will probably start on a large number of things this year, even though I haven't finished a ton of things. I have no idea what my count is. I'm not going to count this year and how many whips I have. I know it's over 100. I have well over 100 whips at this point. And as a warning, I am not going to be taking pictures at the very end and putting them in. Mostly because I forgot and I put away most of the stuff already. Except for the two things that I had, because I mean, I had a several hour break where I had a giant mess and it was nice to feel productive and clean something for once. Oh, okay. So the next thing, Autumn Queen. And this is a memorabilia chart. I got a little bit more of her hair done. So there we go. She's looking good. So that one's Autumn Queen. And then we have, yes, Stargazer. So that's what Stargazer looks like. I'm doing her on India Ink, I believe, by Jackson Fabric Arts, and that's where I am on her. This one needs a lot more work. I'd like to get more of her done, but I've had other priorities. So that's her. There we go. She's in. Ooh, what's this one? Royal Holiday. This one I would like to work a bit on. So that's what she looks like. And this is where I am on her. This one is Lavender Mist, I believe. And I am actually going to change up my colors, etc. on her. So I started out by, first of all, having fun and changing her hair color. So she's going to be black haired. So we'll see how this goes. But yes, I believe I'm going to change it so that like the actual color is more lavender. I don't know, I just feel like Lavender Mist should have a little bit more purple than that one does. But what do I know? I could be totally crazy. Let's go ahead and put some of this somewhat back together. There we go. Okay. And then I'll have to shove that one in whenever I get to it. Ooh. This one is Spring in My Garden. I didn't do too much with this one. This one is getting small. It's on a 25 count Lugana, and I'm doing it 1/1. But we got into the word spring at the bottom. See? Look at that. We got the P and the R. So, at some point, we'll get all the other letters, right? It does help with this one, with this particular chart, there isn't any beading. It is all just cross stitch, so that's nice. Spring in My Garden. And I have the Golden Lake Swan, which is one of our Patreon patterns. And I haven't done much with it, but look at that. It has a lake. Yep. Super impressed. I mean, most of these, if I were to put some time and effort into them, I could get pretty far. I just haven't done that yet, so still working on it. Ooh, I think this one is a free one. This one is Butterfly. It's on a 22 count Janina in white, which means that I'm doing it 4/2. So it is giant and so thick, but it's looking pretty good. Quite happy with that one. We shall see about stuff once I get the vast majority of that stuff done. Oh. And on the lines of fun, lovely insects, I also have Bumblebee. This one is also a free one on the Mirabilia website. This is Lamb's Wool 16 count Ada. Yeah, so you can get some of her charts for free online if you are interested in them. They're I mean, it's not going to be the giant ones, but you can still get pretty decent sized ones because this one is also a free one. The 2017 Australian Mirabilia Retreat. I'm doing it on a navy. Yeah. There we go. The start of her. So, mermaid. I mean, I think they have the Queen City Retreats also available, as well as like, yeah, the chart. A number of other things. I think I have most of them here. So this one I think actually might be a page. Let me check. Let's see. Try not to show. Oh, no, this is a free one. Peacock. Peacock, I am doing 1/1, I believe. Is it 1/1? No, I think it's 1/2. It's a ridiculously small count. 50 count, I think. 40 count. 40 count. And it's all done there. And it's all very white and light. And you can't really see anything. It might not have been the best fabric choice for it, but I went with it, so we're going with it. And maybe once I get more of it done, it will blossom and the vision will be understood. The vision of I wanted to try a bunch of different fabrics. Essentially, that's where I went with it. Likewise, I have the 6th annual Mirabilia Retreat piece, and that's where we are on it. So, started it. Hopefully I have enough of my margins, we'll find out. I'm not always very good with my margins. I don't like compensating for them. Ooh, the annual Christmas tree. This is the 2011 Christmas tree. So, that one. Yeah, it doesn't have too many colors actually in it. And I'm doing it 1/1 on a 32 count. So I have like the tip of the tree started, and that's it. Just doing that is a lot of stitching. Painful stitching because it's so small. Then we have the 2007 Christmas tree, which is this one. And I got a little bit of the actual tree done on there. So fun. So it's got white and green now. So we're getting places, Eventually, I'll get some of the other colors in there. Ooh, this is a free one. I think this is the Hula Dancer. Yeah, that's the Hula Dancer. Mostly just her hair. That's all that got work done this year. So, more hair is done. Oh man. It has been a couple of hours and now I am yawning. Okay. Ooh. This one is. Come on. Thank you. The Sea Merchant's Wife, which is a really cool looking one. I'm doing it on, I believe, a Grace Notes fabric. Yep, in Robin's Egg, no less. But look at that. There's her hair. Whee! So, got some of her hair work done. And then I will have only a couple more to go through, I think. Ooh, these guys. So I have these two. So the two ladies, seasons 2 and 3, I think. Maidens of the Seasons. I don't remember which part, but this is spring and summer. So spring and summer I started, both of them. I didn't do too much with them, because what I started was the line on the bottom. So we have the line on the bottom for, I believe this is spring, and the line on the bottom for summer. So, yep, there we go. That's the extent of that one so far. You can tell I've done so much work on it. Okay. There it is. Ooh. Come. Don't dig. The next one I have is Damask Roses. I believe this is her first design. And oh yes, because I did that. That's why it's there. Let's not look at it backwards. Let's look at it the right way. Once again, we've got a line. So a number of these, the extent of my stitching on them has been, I'm working on getting that line at the bottom done. I did keep the thread that I worked on though with it because it is calling for blends, which, oh, big guy. Since it's calling for blends, I didn't want to potentially lose those blends because, like, then it's just not right. So I can use those blends again later in the stitch. Oh, this is gonna be such bad TV. The next one that I have is, I believe, Perfume Mermaid or Mermaid of Atlantis. Let me look. This one actually might be Mermaid of Atlantis. Yep, Mermaid of Atlantis. That's what this one is. And where did I get to on this? Look at that! The shell at the top. It's almost done. So close. And this one is another Jackson Fabric Arts in the color Galway, which is a gorgeous color. I like it. I don't know if she has any more of it, or she's still doing that color, but I do really like that color. And then I think I have 1, 2, 3. I think I have 3 more after. Ooh. Organizing things. The next one that I have is Andromeda. This one I plan on doing some editing at the end, adding in the galaxy behind her, which means I'll have to chart the galaxy. That'll be fun. And then incorporate it, but I've been working on the bottom, so it's quite a ways away before I get into that section, so we just talk about it right now. We don't actually do anything with it. And then the next one is on Grace Nuts Fabrics in the color Buttercup. And this one is Spring Queen. So, Miss Spring Queen is got some more of her hair done. So, we're decently far on that, on her hair. And then the last piece that I know that I have that I have worked on, well, my last WIP because that's what we're doing, right? We're doing whips. And going through all of the things that I have. The last one that I have is Ophelia. So, Miss Ophelia, driven mad. Sometimes I feel like that. And that's where we are on it. So, I actually do have a good chunk of that bottom skirt done. And actually, once I get the bottom done, I will be, like, if you look at it, it's really heavy stitching on the bottom, and then the top is not nearly as heavy stitching. So I've got, I don't know about a quarter, but I do have a good chunk of the bottom done. So I should get back to this one. This one's pretty. My precious. So I have more to work on with that one, but I haven't touched most of my Mirabilias this year, or the last couple of months, mostly because I've been working on that Heaven and Earth design that I finished. Because, yeah, I kept up, well, I did not keep up with the cell. Let's be real. I did some of the cell, realized that I was approaching it wrong, started again, and then really put in a bunch of effort at the very end. Because deadlines are important. So that is my whip parade of all of the whips that I know that I have, / some of the things that I finished this year. I'm sure if you've watched any of if you binge watched this, or if you watched my other videos previously, you probably know that there are several things that I finished that I didn't show, probably because I forgot that I'd finished them this year. Because I do that. Because I don't remember. So, I guess, now that we've gone through all of my whips, I have so many, but I do like most everything that I have. Like, there's a reason why I started it. And the fact that I had other things that I wanted to start does not negate the fact that I really did like it originally, at least enough to start it. So, anyways, so saying that, if you are like me and you have a ton of whips, don't feel ashamed, right? Like, this is stitching. Unless you are somehow making money off of this hobby. And if you are, I'm wondering how you're doing this unless you're like a designer. I would get designers making money off of it. And even then, I think it can be somewhat spotty. But unless you're somehow making a lot of money off of your stitching, and so you need to actually get through things quickly, this is a hobby. This is a craft. This is something that will take time, and is really for your enjoyment, right? So if you have a ton of whips, don't feel bad. I mean, at this point, I probably have more than all of you. There are maybe a couple people who have more than me, but I have a ton. So I have a ton of whips, both knitting and cross stitch. So I'm sure that you have less than me. So feel better that someone else has more than you. And if you don't have a ton, don't feel like you need to have a ton, right? You can be monogamous. You can have as many or as few as you want. It's what you're comfortable with, what you feel like doing, right? There's no rules with this. It's very much it's your craft, right? Do it the way you want to do it. So with that lovely PSA announcement out of the way, I hope you have enjoyed the mass chaos that was my end of the year whip parade. So many whips. And now I want to go and touch a lot of them again. Which, like, I'm not... As we discovered this year with WIP Go, Bingo, I'm very, very, very bad about keeping up with things like that. I can do it. I couldn't even do it really for a month. I kept like putting it off until the end and then having to try and catch up to it. So, I think I'm gonna try and do like a list of things that I want to do that are related to my crafts, and then like having a list may help a little bit with getting some of those goals done. Possibly. Probably. But yeah, even though I want to touch a bunch of the things, my precious, we'll see what I get to touch this year. You will get to go on that journey with me. Hopefully this year I will be slightly better about my upload schedule and actually try and do roughly a month. If you don't see me for a month, feel free to poke me and be like, hey, I was looking for an update from you. If you're at all interested. If you aren't, oh well. It'll be as long as it is in between each one. Yeah, I think that's where I am. It's been a while. I don't remember exactly everything I'm supposed to do, and I'm not going to go back and edit this. Did I say I was going to edit? I mean, I have to edit in the, like, pauses and everything, or edit the two pieces together because my battery died. But beyond that, I don't think I'm going to do much editing. And because I forgot about the taking pictures of all the projects, I'm not going to take pictures of all the projects. Yay. So I don't think I have any other business to take care of. At this point, I have no goals for my crafting for the year. It'd be nice to finish a couple things. Like, I'd really like to get that beading project finished. And I'm really close on the Telestai one, which, ironic considering that's one of my newest projects. I do want to get glistening wings done. Get a sow finished. And then I have the coat over there, the cardigan, that needs to get done. So, like, there's some things that I have deadlines for. But other than that, I don't think I have any, like, super goals at this point. I need to think about some things that I want to try. I know I would like to try dyeing some floss. I have some floss, and I think I have some... I know I want to do some more yarn dyeing, because that was fun. I did enjoy that. And I would like to do some dyeing of some floss that I have. Try and get some fun and interesting colors. Try different techniques, I think, of dyeing. Because that, I think, would be fun. I don't know, going through some of my patterns. I probably need to go through and do, like, pick out patterns to both knit and cross stitch out of my books that I have. It'd be nice to pick up a latch hook again. I think I need to find my latch hooks. That's been one of the things that I think has been hindering that, is I know I have at least 2 latch hooks and I don't know where they are. But I have a project that is ready to get started as soon as I can find out where they are. And then I have a whole thing of, like, projects that are partially done. Like, they've finished, but they're not fully finished. I'm blinking. Oh, it says it's on. Good. So I have things like that I'd like to get done. Maybe try and get some of my older projects worked on. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what this year turns out to be. Ooh, I would like to, that thing back there. I would like to do some spinning. That would be fun. on the list. I'm gonna make a list. Okay, so that covers what I've done, what I have. Okay, I don't know where that ended, but my memory card ran out of space. Yay. Yeah, goals, no idea. I think I'll come up with a list and share it sometime with you guys about like what I'm planning on doing this year. I don't think I have anything else to say, and I'd rather not run out of memory space on like 2 cards, because this one I know is pretty full too. So with that being said, have a good day, have a good month, a good week, and a good year. Happy New Year, everyone. This is New Year's Day, so I hope that you had a wonderful Christmas and that you had a safe and happy New Year, and hopefully you have some, I don't know about goals and aspirations for the year, New Year's resolutions, but like approach this as a new year, right? Have a good year, and I hope that you have some good times. So with that, bye!